Hi students, in this video we are going to see about the topic called query processing and optimization. So what is a query processing? It is an activity which is involved in extracting data from the database. There are various steps involved in extracting these data, which involves parsing and translation, optimization and evaluation. So let us see these phases in detail. So the query which is written in the SQL format is given to a parser and translator. So the parser and the translator, it will check for a syntax and semantics, which means it will check for if there is any grammatical error in the SQL statement, or if the relation name which is given in the query, it matches with the relation name in the database. Like these, some details will be checked, and after that it will be converted into relational algebra expression. That is, SQL query is converted into relational algebra expression. So once the relational algebra expression is written, it will be fed into the optimizer, where the optimizer will collect some statistical information about the data from the database. So based upon the lowest cost of relational algebra query expression evaluation, so your execution plan will be generated. Then it will be fed into the evaluation engine where it will collect the data from the database, and finally your query output will be generated. So these are the steps involved in extracting data or extracting the information which is needed from the database. So let us see what happens in detail in different parts of this chart. First is parsing and translation. So here the user queries are translated into high-level database languages such as SQL, and it is again converted into relational algebra expressions. So there is some steps between your SQL and relational algebra conversion. That is, your parser in the system, it will check for the syntax of the query. That is, it will verify whether the name of the relation in the database, the tuples, and finally the required attribute values, everything is present or not. And next is, it will create a tree of the query called the parse tree, which is used for execution. So thus it is further translated into a relational algebra expression. For example, if a user wants to fetch the records of the employees whose salary is greater than or equal to 10,000 means, we will write a query like this: select employee name from employee where salary greater than 10,000. So here employee name is the attribute name and employee is your relation name. So what happens is, this will be converted into a form of relational algebra. So like this. So we can bring this query in the relational algebra form like this. That is, sigma is a select operation. We have already seen what are the relational algebra operation in the previous videos, like select and project. So here we have used a combination of select and project operations. So the first query is sigma salary greater than 10,000 of pi salary of employee. That is, first whatever has been given within the bracket, that will be executed first. So what happens here? First the project operation will work. That is, it will display the salary attribute of your employee relation, and from the salary attribute all the salaries which are greater than 10,000 will be selected. Whereas in the second case, first we will select the salary which is greater than 10,000 from the employees, and then we will project only those salary which satisfies the condition. Okay. So here, after translating the given query, we are going to execute these relational algebra operations by using different algorithms. So this is how a query processing begins working. Now let us see about the evaluation part. So here the relational algebra expression, they may have many equivalent expressions. The one example is here, that is the same relational algebra statement which we have seen in the previous slide. So here both the relational algebra expressions are equal. That is, in first case, first we are selecting the salary attribute, that is we are projecting the salary attribute and then we are selecting the respective fields. Whereas in the second case, we are selecting the fields which satisfies the condition and then we are displaying those selected fields. So both are same. Okay, so here each and every relational algebra operation, say the left hand side and as well as the right hand side, they can be evaluated using one of the several different algorithms. And thus after translating the user query, the system will execute the query evaluation plan. So let us see some of the algorithms which are used in evaluating this relational algebra expression. There are many algorithms, but I have presented only a few algorithms in this video. So here the first is the linear search. So normally what does a searching algorithm does? It will search through the set of values until a match for the respective key is obtained, right? So this linear search, it will provide a cost as TS plus BR into TT, where TS is the seek time, BR is the number of blocks that we are reading and TT is the traversal time. That is, here we are intended in searching records in the blocks. Okay, so for every block that has been traversed, we have one cost which is added with the seek time cost. Okay, so one initial seek plus BR block transfers, where BR denotes the number of blocks in the file. The second algorithm tells linear search with equality on the key. Here, the number of searches searching the blocks is reduced by half. Okay, that is if your key is already present in the beginning or in the first half. So, you no need to search for the second half. That is the meaning here. So, the remaining cost is same like the linear search in the previous case, but here the number of searches is reduced to half in case of equality on the key. And the A2, that is the third algorithm, is clustering B plus tree index equality on key. Clustering means we are forming groups, and in case of B plus tree, all the records will be available only in the leaf node. So here, to reach the leaf node, we have to traverse the index first, that is from the root to the leaf. We have to traverse, and in the leaf, we will be finding the record and traversing. So for that, here HI indicates the height of the index, which means index lookup traverses the height of the tree plus one input output to fetch the record. So for each of these input output operations, we require a seek and a block transfer. So it resulted in this cost. The next algorithm is clustering B plus tree index equality on non-key. So here a non-key means, that is if you are dealing with a key value, then it is straightforward. You can directly go to the key attribute and search for your record. Suppose if your record is not present in the key attribute, it is present in the non-key attribute, you may not be able to locate your record suddenly and quickly. So you have to read all the attributes in the block. It will take some time. So here what happens is one seek for each level of the tree, one seek for the first block. And here B is the number of blocks which is containing the records with a specified search key, all which are read, because you have to read all the blocks since it is a non-key attribute. And these blocks are leaf blocks assumed to be stored sequentially. Okay, so here HI means it is the index of the that is tree. For each and every level, we are performing a seek time and traversal time, and similarly for each block also we are performing a traversal time plus a seek time. So together we will get the cost of the algorithm. The next algorithm is secondary B plus tree index, which deals with the equality on the key. So here you can see the similarity. So it is sharing the same cost that of the clustering index, that is the case A2. So both are sharing the same cost. And the next one is secondary B plus tree index equality on non-key. So here where n is the number of records fetched, it is same like the secondary B plus tree equality on index, but here n means we don't know where the record is actually located, since it is not key value. So we are dealing with n number of records, and the cost is potentially high if n is very large. That is, it will take more amount of time to traverse and as well as to seek the record. The next is clustering B plus tree index comparison and secondary B plus tree index comparison. Both share the same cost as like A3 and A4 respectively. So these are the algorithms dealing with the searching operation of your relational algebra expression. Similarly, we have algorithms for sorting and as well as for join operations. Now we have seen what are the algorithms that are used for evaluating the relational algebra. So these relational algebra operations with annotations are called evaluation primitives. So evaluation primitives, they generally carry the instructions that are needed for evaluating the operations. So a query evaluation plan, it defines the sequence of primitive operations which are used for evaluating a query, and this is also called as query execution plan, right? So this query evaluation plan is then fed into your evaluation engine for fetching your data from the database. Now let us see an example here. So here I have given a relational algebra operation, sigma salary is less than 75,000 by salary of instructor. So here the query evaluation plan for this relational algebra will be in two ways. One is, either you can have an index on the salary to find the instructors whose salary is less than 75,000 directly. This is one way. Other way is, you can perform a complete relation scan and then discard the instructors with salary greater than 75,000. So you can execute your relational algebra either by using the first case, that is by having an index on the salary and projecting only those salaries which are less than 75,000. That can be done, or you can completely go through, traverse your relation, and you can find the salaries which are greater than 75,000 and you can discard those. So both can be done. So a query execution engine is responsible for generating the output of this given query. So it will take the query evaluation plan, it will execute it, and it will finally make the output for the user query. So for a given relational algebra operation, you can have different evaluation plans. Fine. So when we are having different plans in hand, and if we execute all the plans, definitely it will give the output. But we are concerned with the optimization. Optimization means we are almost reaching to the best. So if you want a query to be optimized, we have to choose the evaluation plan which involves the lowest cost. That is, lowest cost means here cost is estimated as a statistical information from the database catalog. That is like number of tuples in each relation, size of the tuples, etc. So by considering all these parameters, which evaluation plan consisting of lowest cost, that plan will be considered for execution if the queries want to be optimized. So here, how to measure the query cost? Your cost is generally measured as a total elapsed time for answering the query. There are many factors which contributes to the time cost, like disk access, CPU, or even network communication. And here typically disk access is a predominant cost which is also relatively easy to estimate. And disk access is measured by taking into account the number of seeks, that is average seek cost, number of blocks read, number of blocks written, and here the cost for writing a block is greater than the cost of reading a block. So a data is read back after being written to ensure that the write was successful. The next we are going to see about materialized evaluation. Materialized evaluation means we are evaluate the operation one at a time, starting at the lowest level. And we will use the intermediate results materialized into some temporary relation in order to evaluate the next level operations. Example, in the figure below, compute and store So I have given a relational algebra expression over here, and I am going to construct a parse tree for this. So we will know how to evaluate this query using materialized evaluation. So we will have two relations, right? One is department and the one is instructor. First we will select the building name which matches Watson from the department, and then we will perform a join operation with a set of attributes from the instructor relation, and finally we will perform the project operation. So here this is a parse tree. So in the leaf node I have the department. So first I will perform this one lowest level of thing. So from the department I will select the attribute called building which matches with the name Watson, and then I will perform the join operation with the attributes of the relation instructor. Finally I will project the names which matches all these criteria. So this is about the materialized evaluation. So this is how the query is evaluated and processed, and finally it is optimized. So we have come to the conclusion part. So we have seen about query processing and optimization in this particular video. So query processing involves parsing and translation, which means first it will check for any syntax error or semantic error in the query, and it will be converted into relational algebra expression. So the optimizer, it will select some statistical information from the database catalogs, and it will choose the best and lowest cost evaluation plan for the relational algebra expression. So that we will call it as query execution plan. This query execution plan will be then fed into the evaluation engine, where it will execute the evaluation plan. It will fetch the data from the database and it will provide the required query output. So this is what we have seen in today's video. Thank you.